Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly forecast for February 17th through the 23rd. We're going to see what's happening in the week ahead with this lovely deck here, and we're going to pull an affirmation for you all from this deck here. So without further ado, my darlings, we're going to jump right on in here and see what's going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's happening for our darling Geminis. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alrighty, dears. So we're starting it off with paradigm shift. Alright, you guys are breaking out of the social way of thinking, or like the mass consciousness, okay? You're separating from popular beliefs, popular agendas. Okay, you're coming into a new way of seeing things, a sense of enlightenment. And I think this is going to be really significant for you, Gemini, because you guys are associated with the element of air. You have that connection with the element of air. So intellect, thought, that's your realm. So for you to separate or disconnect from a mass consciousness is going to be very, very powerful for you. In fact, I feel that a lot of you are also going to be feeling an increased sense of focus, and an increased sense of like mental clarity, okay? I feel that as you're disconnecting from this social norm way of thinking, it's also bringing you into more like a sense of peacefulness, a sense of calm, a sense of being able to conquer or get control over feelings of anxiety or pressure. And there's some sense of timing coming in with this for me, Gemini, and that some of you have been feeling like life for you, or things recently for you, have been a race against the clock. Something kind of started showing up in your readings, those of you that watch my channel. Something started showing up for you guys around the summer, where some of you were feeling very behind, or you were feeling very much like very aware of your age, or very aware of how long you've been doing something, and it's been causing you to put a lot of pressure on yourself, or causing you to feel stressed out about ways in which you're wanting to make changes in your life. But I'm feeling something in this Monday, Tuesday for you, Gemini, where you're realizing that this whole concept of time, or this whole concept of this should have been done by now, or this is taking too long, or whatever, you're disconnecting from that way of thinking. And so I feel that a lot of you are having these epiphanies where you're seeing through the BS, you're seeing through the fallacies that are being encouraged or pushed upon a lot of people, that you should be this way, or you shouldn't be that way, or this or that. Like, you're seeing through that, and you're feeling empowered by it, okay? And you're realizing that you have time, that it's not too late, that it's okay for you to go according to your time frame and to do things your way. I mean, keep in mind that there were a lot of beliefs that people believed for a very, very long time, right? People didn't want to go sailing because they were afraid that they were going to fall off the edge of the ocean and fall off the earth. Yeah, now there's a whole thing where people are saying the earth is flat again, and you might believe that. You know, I don't believe that the earth is flat. But I also believe that regardless of whether or not you believe the earth is flat, you're not going to be afraid to go on a cruise, or you're not going to be afraid to go somewhere and travel by boat, because you don't think that you're going to fall off the edge of the ocean. And that was the fear a lot of people had for a long time. That was the mass consciousness, right? So we're coming into another paradigm shift around other beliefs that we have about the planet, or about humans, or about life. And so, Gemini, you're beginning to think, break out of the old ways of thinking, or the old ways of like mental programming. Your Wednesday, Thursday card is Merkaba, spiritual protection. Now, if you don't know what a Merkaba is, it's like this 3D star cube geometric shape, and it's associated with purifying or cleansing energy. It's a symbol also associated with Archangel Metatron. Okay, so this is an energy that's coming in. Also, purple is associated with Archangel Metatron. However, that's just something from my own way of thinking. That's just something from my associations. The creator of this deck doesn't associate Archangel Metatron with the Merkaba, okay? So I just want to put that out there, and I just want to clarify that. If you end up getting this deck, and if you read the book and you're like, wait, this isn't anything about Metatron, that's more of like, you know, my associations. So this is going to be about cleansing your auric field, cleansing your energy. And the creator of this deck has said that this is a card that will come up when you are distancing yourself from people or situations that have been draining you. So what a confirmation about how you guys were going to be having this mental breakthrough and breaking away from a way of thinking. It's actually going to be cleansing your auric field. You're going to be able to break away from people or situations that have not been good for you. And I just heard the term gaslighting. I heard it 3 times. Gaslighting, gaslighting, gaslighting. So some of you maybe have been suspicious or like suspecting that maybe you're being gaslighted in a situation, and so something may be happening Monday, Tuesday, where it's becoming very clear to you, and Wednesday, Thursday is when you're beginning to make the disconnection, where you're beginning to say, you know what, I'm stepping away. This is bad news. This is bad energy. I don't want to deal with it. I feel, Gemini, a lot of you have had somebody in your life who has been playing victim, and you're beginning to feel or see like you're being manipulated, or you're being blamed for things that you don't want to be blamed for. So you may be preparing to step away from it. You may be deciding for yourself that you don't want to be in that energy anymore, that you don't want to be in that dynamic anymore. And so you're excusing yourself, whether it's a work situation where you're getting gaslighted by your boss, or a family situation, or a relationship. You're beginning to realize that someone or something may not have your best interest in mind, and you're stepping away from it. You're like, nope, you're not gonna convince me. You're not gonna talk circles around me. You're not gonna confuse me. You're not gonna convince me that you didn't mean something when I know that you did mean it. So you're distancing yourself from just whatever is not benefiting you. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wow, look, what another confirmation. Unplugging from mass consciousness. So some of you are really needing a mental break. You're needing a mental break. So not only are you distancing yourself from like social thinking or social beliefs that are very common, that you're realizing are more fear-based. Some of you are disconnecting from political beliefs, or you're trying to disconnect from mass media, from social kind of energies. It could be an air sign thing, because Aquarius got this for their Monday, Tuesday card. So maybe air signs, a lot of air signs are feeling overwhelmed by all the information that's coming their way, but you guys are feeling this towards the end of the week, where you're like, you know what, I need to turn the TV off for a little bit, or I need to take a break from reading the paper, because you're beginning to see that there's a lot of things that are being put out there that are causing divisions, or that are being very biased, and you're like, I don't want to play into that. You know, I don't want to play into this thing of perpetuating fear, or perpetuating like people being against each other. And so you may be disconnecting in this way. One thing I told Gemini that I'm going to tell you guys also, one thing that I told Aquarius that I'm also going to tell you, Gemini, is that sometimes when this card comes up, it's a message I feel that's also asking you to unplug from forms of media first thing in the morning. So if you have the habit of the first thing in the morning, you wake up and you check your phone for the news, or you turn on the TV, or when you commute to work or school, you're like listening to the morning radio shows. I want to clarify something. I'm not saying the news is evil. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, be connected. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to morning radio programs or morning radio shows. But what the card is saying is, in that morning, as you're starting the day, as you're setting the foundation for the day, you need to connect with the higher self before you do anything else. Okay, so maybe instead of listening to the morning radio show, or I don't know, Ryan's Roses or whatever they have wherever you're at, you know, maybe listening to something that's giving you a sense of encouragement, that's helping you feel inspired, that's helping you feel excited about your life, or, you know, maybe doing a meditation or whatever you can incorporate with. However, don't meditate while you're driving. If you're driving, please, let's clarify that. But doing something that's causing you to connect with the higher self, or to empower yourself, to connect with your seat of power, you know. And you can do that, and then you can listen to the morning radio shows or whatever, but you might be able to make use of some time in a different way, you know, maybe incorporating music or listening to music that is about the way you want to feel, or the things that you're wanting to accomplish in your life, or things like that. So sometimes this also has to do with how you're starting out your day. Let's go ahead and pull your affirmation here. And I encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. I do have a couple of the discounted readings left for the 60-minute videos. But even if you don't get in time for the 60-minute video discounts, there are other affordable readings that are available. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can see those. All right, so your affirmation here for the week is, when I shine bright, I give others permission to shine with me. So a lot of the social stuff that you are breaking away from is, maybe there's just this feeling of like competition, or this fear mentality that there's not enough for everybody. You know, it's a dog eat dog world, and you got to be the best of the best, and you got to fight your way to the top. And you're realizing this isn't true, that this is something that maybe has been instilled in us, right? Anybody who's spent any kind of money on a lot of like the power business programs and stuff, like, what is it, like, you know, not to be weak, and like, you know, like to be assertive, and like I know, like in the 90s and stuff, they had the whole thing about like the power tie and being the alpha, you know, showing up and being the alpha personality. And you know what, there is a part of the world and a part of business that works that way, but that's not the only way to be successful. And so a lot of you are realizing this. And so this is, when I shine bright, I give others permission to shine with me. So you're coming into this belief that like other people are going to want you to be successful. Other people are going to cheer you on. Your success is bringing others a success, you know? So whatever that might be, right? This is going to apply in different ways for different ones of you. But overall, that full moon in Leo we had, which is the reason why I'm using all oracle cards this week and doing an affirmation. That full moon we had last week was about releasing our fears and giving ourselves permission to be seen, to shine, to be ourselves, to step into our life purpose and life path, and to be embraced for it. So this affirmation is right up that alley. It's right along those lines. So this is about you releasing the fear of shining or drawing attention to yourself. Giving yourself permission to be who you are is giving others permission to be who they are, and that you will end up creating a sense of support and not necessarily a sense of competitiveness or competition. Okay, my darlings? So watch your moon sign and rising sign video. If you would like to schedule a private reading, you can do so on the Calendly link. I encourage you guys to watch the Gemini channeled angel messages for February. Those are linked in the description. And if you're wanting more of a love life reading, watch the love videos as well. And if you want daily messages, every single day I post a daily message, and then later on in the day I do a fun little pick a card game on Instagram and Facebook at amethystangellight. So follow along there as well, and take part in that as well. Take advantage of that. A lot of you ask me about my nails every single week. Usually it's something my nail tech did, and I don't know what the color is, or I don't know how to recommend it. But for this look, I do have a link in the description for what I used. You can do it yourself at home if you want, or you can take it to your nail tech and have your nail tech do it for you. But I do have that linked in the description, just because it's a very common question I get all the time. People are always saying stuff about my nails because I'm into nails. So I'm just putting that out there for those of you that are in that galaxy vibe like I've been. I feel like galaxy vibe. All right, Gemini, I thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I am wishing you a fabulous week, my darlings. Take care.